I still hear her laughing while they dragged me into the hut. Her laugh was louder than my screams. My name is Decca, and I come from a village no one puts on a map. A quiet place surrounded by trees, red dirt roads, and old stories. Our people survive by farming, fishing, and listening. We listen to the land, to the sky, and to our elders. Most of what I know about the world was told to me through whispers around firelight. We were not rich, but we were not starving either. Life was simple. My father repaired bicycles and radios. My mother sold tomatoes and beans at the market. My older sister, Luma, and I shared everything, our food, our clothes, even our dreams. We used to lie on our backs staring at the stars, talking about leaving one day. She wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a teacher. Luma was always the favorite. She was smart, kind to strangers, good with her hands. People in the village would come to her for help even before asking the adults. Me, I was shy. I kept to myself. But I didn't mind. I had Luma. That was enough for me. Everything changed when the sickness came. It started with a small girl named Tamika. She was the daughter of a maize farmer. One day she had a headache. The next, she was screaming in her sleep. A week later, she was dead. Then more children fell ill. A boy drowned in the river, except he was afraid of water and was found with sand in his mouth. Another girl walked straight into the fire during evening prayers. She didn't scream, just stared ahead like her mind wasn't there. Our parents stopped letting us go out at night. The chief's messenger said it was a spiritual affliction. The old people said it was punishment. A few whispered that the forest had been disrespected. The strangest part: no adult was affected. Only children and teenagers. That's when the elders called a secret meeting. They made a fire and asked everyone to sit in silence. One of the oldest men spoke. His voice was dry like dust. He said this had happened before. Long ago. Before our parents were born. A sickness came and took the young. It only stopped after a blood sacrifice was made. They had offered a child to a woman in the forest, a woman with yellow eyes and skin like bark. A witch. Most people scoffed. My mother cried into her wrapper. My father said nothing. I watched Luma. She wasn't scared. Just thoughtful. Too thoughtful. The next few days, I noticed things. She started locking her door at night. She stopped eating meat. She stayed longer in the forest when she went for firewood. When I asked her where she went, she'd say, just walking. Thinking about the future. Then one afternoon, she came to me smiling. Let's go for firewood, Dicky, she said, using the name she only used when we were small. I found a spot. Good dry wood. Easy to carry. I hesitated. The sky was already turning orange. Something in her voice didn't sound right. But I followed. Because she was Luma. We walked deeper than we ever had. Past the last cassava field. Past the mango tree where the owls always perched. Past the stones that marked the grave of a woman who once cursed the chief's family. My chest grew tight. The wind changed. The birds stopped singing. Luma, I said. Let's go back. It's getting late. She didn't answer. She just kept walking. Finally, we reached a clearing. I didn't recognize it. The grass was yellow and brittle. At the center stood a hut, small, crooked, patched with old fabric and thorns. Smoke curled out from the top like a snake. I froze. What is this? She looked at me, her eyes glassy. It's going to be okay. Before I could move, the door creaked open. And I saw her. The witch. I don't know how else to say it. She wasn't pretending. She didn't hide in shadows or wear a costume. She stood there bold as fire. Her eyes were yellow, glowing in the dim light. Her skin was cracked like old tree bark, with roots under her fingernails. She smelled like rotten flowers and burnt feathers. "She's untouched," Luma said behind me. "She hasn't started bleeding yet. She's clean." My knees buckled. "Luma," I whispered. "What are you doing?" "She chose you," Luma said. She said it had to be someone with no sin, no lies, someone pure. "That's you, Decca. You'll save us." I screamed. I turned to run. But the witch raised her hand and blew something into my face, red powder, fine like dust. The world twisted. My body stopped working. I fell to the ground, awake but paralyzed. They dragged me into the hut. I saw everything. The bones tied to the roof. Skulls in the corner. A wooden bowl full of dark, thick blood. The witch cut my finger with a sharp stone and let my blood drip into a pot. She tied my legs. Drew marks on my face. She hummed an old song, slow and cruel. It made my skin crawl. Luma sat by the door, rocking, whispering prayers. "She'll be fast, right?" she asked the witch. The witch didn't answer. Then she picked up a knife made of bone and ash. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. She lifted it. That's when the storm came. Wind howled through the walls. The hut shook. The fire blew out. The bones rattled and banged. The witch hissed. The blood in the bowl boiled. Something screamed, "Not human. Not animal." And then, blackness. When I woke up, I was beside the river. My clothes were soaked. My hands were bleeding. My head hurt like I'd been hit with a hammer. I staggered home. When my parents saw me, they froze. My mother collapsed. My father shouted for the neighbors. They said I'd been missing for 2 days. Luma told them I ran away. That I went mad. That I was cursed. She cried when she told them. Acted like she was heartbroken. She even wore white for my spirit return ceremony. But I never said a word. Because I knew the truth. And so did she. Life went on. People started recovering. The sickness stopped. No more deaths. No more strange behavior. Luma became the village darling again. She helped at the clinic. She taught songs at Sunday school. People clapped when she passed. But something in her changed. She stopped sleeping well. I could hear her pacing at night. She started drinking secretly. Once I saw her standing at the edge of the forest, whispering something. She never came near me again. Now I'm older. I never left the village. I tried. But every time I reached the edge of the road, something pulled me back. I think the forest still wants me. Sometimes I hear drums in the trees when no one else does. I see shadows watching me from the old mango grove. I feel the red powder in my lungs whenever I breathe deep. I think I was never meant to come back. And Luma. She married. 2 sons. A big house near the church. But she avoids mirrors. She jumps at thunder. She flinches whenever her boys mention the woods. I see her in church every Sunday, sweating under her lace headscarf. And sometimes I smile. Because I know something she doesn't. The witch never took back the deal. She just paused it. And one day, the forest will remember. One day, it will come back for her. And when it does, I'll be watching.